Allstate is trying to make drivers more prepared with a safe experience to understand the dangers of distracted driving.
It's a ride that's been making its way across the U.S. and Canada. And this morning, it's in our backyard, literally. WFMZ's Alex Hogan is joining us now with more. Alexandra?
Good morning, everyone. So this ride has been traveling around the country. In Canada, it's making 50 stops, and now it's right here at our station. It'll be in Easton this weekend for the Bacon Fest. With me, I have George Denger, who is the owner of an Allstate agency in Easton. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing very well.
Good. So we're talking all about this new ride. It's exciting for you. First year.
Yeah, this is the first year that Reality Rides is coming to Bacon Fest, and our second year sponsoring the Bacon Fest from Allstate in Easton.
Okay, so let's go check it out. So this is the vehicle that we're talking about. It is a real car, but it's not actually going to be driving down. In the vehicle right now, we have our producer, Gina, who's standing by. Hey, Gina. You're trying out this ride. What are you thinking so far?
It's actually kind of scary to think that if you try to send a text, you can crash. I'm trying to seem like I'm a good driver, but I don't think I am watching this. You're all over the road.
So there's a phone that's hooked up to this car, so you can also see what the person's texting. You can see how fast it takes them to crash. George, you know all of this so well, so what's the importance of driving safe?
Well, in this case, if you're texting, it's like taking your eyes off the road. And if you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds and you're doing 50 miles an hour, it's like traveling 100 yards down the road. And that's kind of like closing your eyes and not paying attention. And since most accidents happen right around your home, you're really putting your neighbors and people in your community at danger. So we're trying to bring awareness to that through the simulator.
Yeah, so this simulator, again, is going to be at Bacon Fest, so anyone can go in and try this.
Yes.
So for you, have you tried it yet?
I've done it. I haven't done it this morning, but I have done it in the past. And I've crashed just like everyone else has. So it's a lot of fun.
And a lot of safe fun. That's one thing that people can take away from this. You can try it out, but again, in a safe environment. Do you think this will help people in the community understand just how dangerous it really is?
Absolutely. The surveys show people going into the survey or into the simulator, they say that they have texted, and when they come out, a large proportion of them say that they'll never text again because now they understand how they could hurt someone on the side of the road or just crash their car.
So Allstate has this initiative, #XTheText, just trying to convince more people to put away their phones, to not have any distractions for themselves and other people on the road. George Denger is going to be with us all morning as we test out this reality ride. I'll be in that seat showing you guys what it looks like. Also on the screen behind me, you'll be able to see what that ride looks like, what we're texting, and how quickly it really can turn into a terrible crash. We'll have more throughout the morning. Stay with us, guys. For now, we're live at our studio. Back to you. I'm not behind the wheel just yet. We'll do that in our next segment. But now I'm going to show you how this all works. So with me, I have an Allstate simulator specialist, Josh Haas. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
So tell me how this works.
So we have a fully functioning vehicle here, and what we've done is we've attached sensors to the gas and the brake, and we've got the front 2 tires up on a couple of different discs, and at that point...
You can see a laptop over here that's also showing what the driver's doing. We just crashed right now, but hey, it's okay. We're learning about how dangerous texting and driving is in a safe environment.
Yes, definitely. We want to give people the opportunity to experience that, and like you said, a safe and controlled environment. So I'm going to give Brad the phone here, see if he can try to text and drive, and we're going to see what happens.
All right, Brad, so you're driving at about 80 miles an hour right now.
Yeah, a little quick.
How does texting and driving at that speed feel?
Not good. I'm swerving all over the place, not staying in my lane. Trying to send, and then there I am off the rail.
And then, Josh, tell me how this works. So the 2 wheels are propped up.
So yeah, we've got those discs there, as you can see, and as he turns the wheel, you'll see the wheel there. You'll see the tires turn as well, just keeping that same function as you would on the road.
Exactly. So what you do behind the wheel really does translate to what you see in the video. Exactly. So, George Denger, you are a owner of an Allstate agency in Easton. So this is coming to Easton.
Yes.
Because of your agency. Exciting for you?
Yes, very exciting. We're a second-year sponsoring Bacon Fest, and this year Allstate's bringing their reality rides down to the Circle and Bacon Fest. There's 80,000 people that I don't think we can all fit them in at one time, but everybody is eligible to come in and jump in the simulator.
And you were telling me this is so important to you because of how many crashes you've seen on the road.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a spike in accidents in our small agency. We've seen almost a 40% spike in accidents, and it's a lot of those accidents come from texting or fooling with the GPS or doing your makeup or dropping a phone and picking it up. So we want to bring awareness to that and try to make our community safer.
Yeah. Again, one thing people forget, that it is illegal to pick up that phone, even though people are so used to doing it on a daily basis. I'll be behind the wheel in our next segment, just showing how dangerous and difficult it really is. Back to you guys. Yes, so I am behind the wheel. I have the cell phone that they provided ready to go. So I'm going to try the simulation again, showing you what it would be like if you're on the road texting and how quickly that can turn tragic. With me, I have George Denger, who owns one of the agencies in Easton. This is through Easton, your agency, that people will be able to try this at the festival this weekend.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try it. So I'm going to give you the microphone.
Okay.
So you were telling me that in 2016, it was one of the worst years for texting and driving.
That's correct. In 2016, in the first 3 quarters of 2016, there was over 70 billion more miles driven than in the first 3 quarters of 2015.
So many more people on the road, so many people on their phones. Do you see a direct impact because of that?
Absolutely. There was almost 400,000 accidents caused by distracted driving in 2016. There was an 8% spike in fatalities. Even you talking to me as you're driving here is distracting because you're looking down, you're talking to me. The distracted driving causes more accidents because there's more drivers on the road.
Exactly. I'm trying this now, so I'm trying to text as I'm trying to keep straight. It's really difficult, especially on this windy road. But the problem is so many people are actually doing this and not in a simulator.
That's correct. They're driving and
and crashing, just like I just crashed.
Just like that. So there could have been a pedestrian there. There could have been a bicyclist there. When you have accidents in your community, most of those accidents are happening within a mile of your house, and those are your neighbors and your friends. And it's really dangerous to be texting while you're driving. And your example, you're showing that right now.
Yes, failing very miserably at trying to, not even texting correctly, and clearly not driving correctly either. I might have to pull this one over before I crashed again. Okay, so this is the simulator that has been going around the country. It's been in the U.S., in Canada, making 50 stops. This is one of the 50 stops that it will make at the Bacon Fest in Easton this weekend. You can get behind the wheel, feel it out for yourself. Again, a way that Allstate is just trying to encourage safe driving and show people just how dangerous picking up this cell phone behind the wheel really is. Back to you guys. Good morning, and you at home, you can all try this. This is coming up this weekend. It will be at the Bacon Fest in Easton on Saturday and Sunday. George Denger is the owner of an Allstate agency in Easton. So when can people come out and try this?
Bacon Fest is open from 10 to 6, both Saturday and Sunday. So anytime after then, the simulator will be open and running for anybody who wants to use it.
Great, and they can come out and meet you?
They can come out and meet me. There's 2 other Allstate agents, Deb Ziegler from Hellertown and Dolores Fleming from Pottstown will be there, in addition to our distracted driving simulator people.
Again, so they can get behind the wheel. This right here that we're seeing live time, someone who's driving it right now, showing exactly what they're doing while they're texting over here. What's the initiative? Who are you trying to get in the simulator?
Well, studies show that 16% of accidents, distracted driving accidents, are by people who are under the age of 20. So if we can get our teen drivers to stop texting, maybe we can keep them out of accidents and keep our community safer.
So they can try this, but there are some other good tips and pieces of advice to give teenagers and adults.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, so one of the easiest ones would be just to put your phone away when you get in the car. If you have important texts, make sure you do them before you start driving. There's settings on cell phones where you can turn your texting off while you're driving. But most importantly, just pay attention while you're driving.
Again, in 2016, 40,000 people in the U.S. died in car accidents, and roughly 3,000 of those in 2015 were because of distracted driving. But it's not always texting. There's a lot when we talk about distracted driving.
That's right. It could be fooling with the GPS, changing the radio station, doing your makeup. You could have dropped your cell phone and now you're bending down to pick it up. You could be just turning around and looking at people in the back seat. So there's a lot of things that take your eyes off the road, and they're all equally as dangerous.
Okay, and then in that, some people might say, hey, it's not feasible for me to put away the phone. I need the GPS. What would you say to them?
Boy, that's a good question. If they need the GPS on it, maybe have something that sticks it to the front window instead of having it on your lap, so they can look and still keep their eyes on the road.
And that's one of the big things, having it out of your hand. A really interesting fact, you were telling me that looking down at your phone in real time, how far is that taking you?
Right, so if you look away for 5 seconds and you're doing 50 miles an hour, you're going to travel about the distance of a football field. And just think of that, 100 yards plus, and there could be a lot of things going on that you've just taken your eyes off.
Okay. So again, this will be at the Pennsylvania Bacon Fest on Saturday, Sunday. You can get behind the wheel, try it for yourself. Thanks for joining us this morning. Back to you guys.